So anytime you ever plan on cutting into a propane tank, no matter how old it is, always make sure you fill it up with water first. So the date on this one, and it was not able to be reserviced unless I had it pressure tested, which can be costly. So I wasn't going to worry about it too much. This is going to get turned into something else, so stick around and find out. Hey y'all, welcome back to the journey. So waiting on parts for the well house stuff to get that all wrapped up. But while we were waiting, I'm going to go ahead and knock out this other project. And if you have not been following the well house build, I'll list that up here in the corner. Go check out that build series. It's a great project. It's been coming along. right, so that's going to be all the cutting for right now. And let me go ahead and show you what the game plan is on this. And then I'm still going to have to figure out what I'm doing for legs, which I'm probably going to end up stealing some of Dad's 1x3 square tubing, rectangle tubing, square tubing. Rectangle's a square, right? Square's a rectangle. Oh, it's one of those. But anyway, let me go show you guys what I'm doing. All right, so I got, this is basically the door that I'm cutting out. You don't need to cut all the way around, 50%. So I didn't even take a measurement. I just went to what I thought looked good based off of this. All right, so I rotated this down to where that would be close to where it is. Hi, Willow. She's coming to inspect my work. Close to where it would be, about ish. And then so that would be almost flat, I guess, or where it would be. It might be a little bit higher, but anyway, you guys kind of get the point on that. And then I just took a measurement up and around to where past the 25% mark. So if you're going to divide this up, from flat 25%, it's a little past that. And then I marked it out here where there would be some hinges, a hinge here. I went ahead and cut that out, cut this one out, cut the other one out, and then I need to get some hinges welded in, which I still need to find some hinges because I don't have that currently. And then once the hinges are welded in, you can cut it the rest of the way out. right, leg A-frames are done. We won't talk about Bruno when it comes to my welding. That's okay. Nothing a little bit of grinding and paint won't cover up. So I appreciate y'all. But that's going to be enough for today. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. But through the magic of editing, it's going to be like... Oh, time to go check the mail. I think we have a product to review. All right, let's see what we got. All right, let's go.
Strikehold was developed for the U.S. military to protect all types of weapons from the effects of corrosion, rust, and the sticky buildup from oil-based products. Did you know that you can use it as a superior rust and corrosion protection, full synthetic formula, microcapillary action, displaces all moisture, does not attract sand or particulates, it's long-lasting dry lubricant, greatly reduces friction, it removes rust, lead, and copper, it prevents carbon buildup, it leaves no gummy buildup, and will not harm wood finishes. Not only can you use this on firearms, but you can use it on any types of metals. Did you know that? So, thank you, baby, for getting our mail.
Ah, you're welcome. Actually, it did come in a box.
It did.
It did not actually come like that.
No, it did not. He just, was like all antsy about getting in there.
Yeah.
Yep. So the Strikehold. Strikehold. Yes.
Yeah. Reach out to us via email.
Yes, he did. He did. She did.
He
They
did.
Yes. And asked us to review the product, or should I say, show it to y'all to see how it goes. We have a bunch of things to lubricate around here. So not only does it work on weapons, also metal, like we said.
All metals.
So
and since it was developed for a military product, namely it was more for weapons. But since we are both retired Navy, that's why one of the biggest reasons why they reached out to us is that retired military, and they knew that we'd be able to utilize this. And
on our creaky knees.
Yes, most definitely.
But on everything that we have here that's metal, that's been creaking. And and needs a lot of aid.
And you guys can actually get a 10% discount, and I will have the code right down here at the bottom to be able to check that out. So all you have to do is type that in at the end whenever you're ordering your products. The link will also be down in the description to be able to get your own bottle. So, and the best part about this whole product is that it's actually made in the
USA.
Go get yours today. All right, now that you've seen the ad, we're actually going to put this thing through its paces. So Dad's got this lawnmower. We picked this up from Lauren and Joel over at Making It Home. And Dad got it here and such, but it makes a very loud noise. So let's check it out. Yeah, sorry to hurt your ears, folks, but let's see if this helps any. Okay, so Dad believes it's actually the bearing right here, and you can kind of hear it. What's making that loud screechies, because obviously when you hold this, the brake does come off. You can see the gap in that. So let's put this to the test. Give it a nice good soaking. And then he'll put it back together, and let's see what happens. All right, he's got to put it back together, so let's see what happens. There we go, folks. So, if you want to get yourself a good old bottle of Strikehold, links in the description. So it's actually been a couple weeks since I've been on this project. Obviously got the legs. Still need to get these curved out just a little bit. You can kind of see where the line is right there. And then I've also got it marked out where they go here on the bottom. I get this scuffed up, and then after I get everything cleaned up, I'm going to remark these, which I marked it further enough away because I want the legs to be closer to the weld here. So I should be able to leave these marks intact, and it'll be fairly close. That way I can just put a square up here off of my weld line and basically mark a line of where the edge of my legs are going. And then same thing on this side, right? That's why I marked them further away from the weld. All right, we got the good, the bad, and the ugly. But we do got this part done. Got the legs put on, so let's go ahead and get it onto the ground. I have this other piece of angle iron that I'm going to utilize to kind of help stabilize the legs this way. And then I got to finish cutting open the lid. That way we can actually get this thing opened up. All right, and then obviously to be able to open the lid, we need a handle. Well, this I'd actually found in the trailer with all the stuff that my uncle had either given me or that I'm slowly paying for. So we'll get this installed, which I think I'm just going to bolt this in. So let me get a measurement. I want it to be in the middle, right? So let's get a measurement and we'll put it where it needs to go. Okay, so got the lid open. I thought I was recording that. Sorry, I was not. But as you can see, I got like all these little burrs and stuff that I still need to get cleaned up. And then this, obviously whenever I cut this, the reason why I wanted to be so close to the weld is that it left these little lips. But obviously whenever I was cutting out for the lid, right, it did cut into that. But this ring goes all the way around, so it's still connected all the way, right, even though it's cut like that. But I'm going to go ahead and get all this stuff cleared out, and then we need to start getting, because I have one rack here that I can get put in. So the rack is going to come in over here onto this side. Fire will get built over here on this side. I have an inlet, which I'll probably even open that up a little bit more, but we need to make a door that we can adjust airflow for that. And then still got to put the handle onto the door, and still need to put an exhaust pipe on this side coming out. All right, so the firebox is actually going on this side. I have some angle that I want to attach to this plate here. This is just an additional plate I'm going to be putting inside. But this, it goes in fine on this side, but on this side it kind of springs up. So I need to get this all pushed in. Like I said, I'm going to tack it inside. That way I can get this plate and everything, or the little rack for this is where wood will sit. And then I can come back in and grind it out later. But this is going to give it some extra protection for the heat of the wood, so it's not burning out the bottom. All right, so I think I'm going to do something like this. I just need to get all these welded in, and then this whole thing will lift out as a unit. So as the wood sits here, it'll burn, ashes fall down, and then we can just lift this whole thing out to be able to clean out the wood and stuff. So let's get this tacked up, and then we'll get it put in. Bazinga! Just like that. Alright, so I went ahead and cut off the ring. At first I was going to leave it, but it interfered with this. Obviously I could have had this come out a little further. I didn't want it to be sticking out too far, and it interfered, so I went ahead and took it off. But now I have where I cut into the tube. I don't know if you can see that goes all the way through. So now I got to fill those in and then grind them off. And holes are filled. Can't be a good welder, be a good grinder. No, it did all right. These are ugly. I need a new wire brush. Otherwise, I would have a lot of these cleaned up. Do the best you can with what you got. Alright, so the exhaust portion is done. You guys had seen this, and I went ahead and extended it just to get a little bit of welding practice going around a pipe. And came up to the top. Another 45. But almost done. So I still need to open up this side over here for a vent, because obviously air needs to go in so heat can come out, heat and smoke can come out, right? But you need air to be able to come in. And so far I only got this one little tiny hole. That's not going to be sufficient. So I want to fill this in. So I have some like little metal off pieces, but what I want to be able to do is to install a bolt here. I want to have an opening that I'm going to cut down here, you know, like a wedge. I mean, not quite a full quarter piece. And then I have a cover that I want to be able to bolt into this. And let me show you what I plan to use. So I have the other piece to that water tank that I used for the forge inside. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cut out a section of this. You might be able to see I have a little bit of a pin where I marked it out. So I'll go ahead and cut this out, and then this will bolt directly. But I'm gonna drill holes into half of this, so the other half will be able to cover and close off, and then you can turn this, and I'll put some type of handle to where it can be turned, and then it'll allow you to have either airflow or no airflow. What I'm going to do is I have this cut out from when I drilled the other side that I'm going to weld in here. It already has a hole for a bolt. So I'm going to go ahead and weld that there. And then this is going to be sealed on the inside. So I'll put this on the inside. Like I said. And you can see that doesn't quite stick all the way out. That's what I'm going with. So right now I'm going to work on getting this welded in. That's going to be step one. And then step two will be getting this cleaned up, which I'll do that off camera. And then whenever I'm ready to get it all bolted together, I'll bring it back. But for you guys, it'll be like, see, I told you it'd be back quick. So got that plate in, welded in, and then like I said, I got this one all cleaned up. The bolt welded in, ugly, but it's there. And then I still got to drill the holes in this, or I can even cut out a slot. I think it'd be better with just holes. And then for this one, I'll actually cut a slot out of the bottom of the tank. Okay, so with this, I was starting to drill holes. Obviously, I didn't measure anything. I was just kind of eyeballing it. I don't like the way it looks. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out into a slot. You see I have this here. And then I'm actually going to measure the other side. Do kind of the same thing with holes there. That way I'll have one big open slot to where it can always be, you know, adjusted as needed. And then I'll put over here holes. So the same thing, and it's just a little bit less airflow than what a big open slot would be. And then we'll get it installed. So let me get all this cut out, and then I'll bring it back when it's time to install it. All right, sorry I had an issue with the camera, so I wasn't able to record a few of these things, but I went ahead and got this cut out, and then I was also went ahead and installed a little kickstand, and it has a hole there in the event that I ever wanted to like install a bolt in case I wanted to adjust this later, which I mean I can always drill another hole in there if that one doesn't work, but I think for where it's at right now it works just fine, because otherwise it goes way too far back and then you have to reach way over the top to be able to grab the handle. And right now, you're not having to reach that far to be able to grab the handle to close it. Just so you're not having to lean over the fire, right? Okay, I think I'm getting wrapped up on this. And of course, the breeze is going to start blowing now that I want to record. And I went ahead and I got this all mounted in, right? Got the little kickstand like I showed. But I got this mounted in, and I'm going to show you what I used for a handle. So for now, and until I can get something better, it's an oil filter remover, but it allows me to spin. Didn't even see that. Let me do it again. That's closed. Small holes, big hole. You can always adjust it as needed. All right. So things gonna work out just great. So the only thing that's left now is obviously to clean it. I do need to get a fire in here to kind of burn off this paint that is on here. And after I've burned it off and then wire wheel everything, I'm gonna have to paint it. But we still need a rack to put in here. And like I said, I have this one sitting over here. I can either chop that up and use it. And, you know, obviously it's been rusted, even though it's supposed to be stainless, right? Just, it's not the greatest. So I actually found something else. So this is actually another rack that we'd had laying around the house. And it fits in here perfectly. Perfectly. So that's what I'm going to go with. Oh, it's beautiful. So beautiful. And I don't know. I might get some tabs put in here just so, because obviously I don't want this to be able to rack or spin. I don't think it's going to go anywhere personally, but just be on the safe side. So I'll get that marked and put that in, do it off camera. But here we go, you guys. We got us our own little, it could be a smoker, grill, whatever. But it's be able to put the fire off to the side and to be able to actually use wood and lump charcoal, because I can always put another grate over the top of this, you know, for the smaller stuff. But man, I've been wanting to do this for a long time with one of these tanks. So I got it done. So tell me what you think down in the comments. So I definitely appreciate y'all for following along with this build. It's been a long time coming. I've actually have talked about building one of these ever since being in Virginia, ever since I've had these tanks. And I hauled these tanks all the way over here from Virginia just to be able to do this project. And I got one more up my sleeves that will be coming. And that's another tank I have around the corner. So definitely appreciate you. Check out, we got another video here you can always check out. Playlist over here to continue to follow our journey is greatly appreciated. The links up at the top makes it easy to subscribe both here and to our side channel. It's a daily vlog. And then last but not least, remember to always thank a veteran at every chance you get, not only on Veterans Day, and we'll see you on the next one. Later, y'all.